And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to ESL Open Cup Europe number 215. Welcome back to the round of 16 to determine who advances on to the quarterfinals, who advances on to face off against Spirit in a best of 3. We're here to find out in this ZvP, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our blue Zerg player representing Shopify Rebellion from the land of Germany. It is Lambo. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is Gerald. Our ZvP is here. It does continue against Spirit, lying in wait to face up against the winner of this series. Who will it be? We're here to find out. We're here to find out. Oh boy, and this could go either way. Gerald has been improving so much over the past couple of years. It's been great to see his story, great to see him grow so much as a player, even to the point where he's been taking down players like Spirit and like Laser a little bit more consistently in his own region, in his own country. But now he's up against Lambo. A very different kind of player, a very comparable player to a Laser is what I will say. He is very comparable. Lambo, he is very methodical, has little builds up his sleeve, and does approach this in a more cool, calm, and collected manner. And we'll see how Gerald can shake him. We'll see if he can break him more earlier on, if he can try to take advantage of Lambo. What I will say is that Gerald has been playing around a lot with this kind of Cristiano playstyle, which is basically a 3-base all-in, where you go for a heavy Archon Immortal style. You build up a death ball of an army with Archons, with Immortals, with Charge Lots, with Stalkers, then you move out across the map and you just don't stop. It's crazy. Off of like 8+ gateways, it is terrifying. I'm sure we're going to see it at one point. Like, Gerald has used it to great effect. He's used it to bring down a Laser in the past, in recent times. So I'm curious if he does it here, either in Game 1, Game 2, or Game 3 even against Lambo. For now, we're just joining up, going for a hatch gas pool, forcing the unnatural natural, soon to be taking our third base as well. We have our tech of choice. We do have Gerald going for the Stargate opener. Maybe a Stargate back at home, looking to be an Oracle-based opener as well. So Pylon is thrown down a little bit further out, and Gerald is poised to hit that Overlord. To move out across the map. It's a good pass to the Overlord. And of course, Lambo will soon scout and confirm what he is up against. Here we go. As the Overlord is going to be dipping on in. Stargate is wrapping up, and we have our first unit of choice. It is going to be, in fact, that Oracle. And Lambo will confirm. Meanwhile, across the map, Adept does shade in. Does slip into the main base. Will take advantage of the high ground as well. Does force a bit of lost mining time at the third. But so far hasn't dealt any economic damage. As Gerald does shade away towards that natural. Link Speed kicks in. Link Speed does kick in. We will shut down the Adept. And the Adept will fall. Big pick off there. 2 Adepts go down. And just like that, we have a very similar position here to what happened to Eba. Where if you lose your Adepts, you lose control of your third. And Lambo goes for a counterattack. Immediate counterattack from Lambo. The goal here is to deny any third base from being thrown down and to contain Gerald to 2 bases for as long as possible. Meanwhile, Gerald does commit. Ooh, it takes too much damage though. Big overextension. 2 drones go down and the Oracle barely escapes. So much hull damage was dealt. A really rocky start here for Gerald. Losing his Adepts, delaying his third, taking a lot of damage on the Oracle. No game-ending damage, but it is a big delay, and we are following up with a Forge. Very interesting. Forge gets thrown down first with a delayed Twilight Council. Third base gets thrown down as well. Very intrigued. I'm feeling charged. I'm feeling charged with this, but we'll see. As +1 is going to be prioritized. Lings, they come in for another counterattack. We get the probe and we get on top of the Adept. It looks like the Adept will fall. We force the activation of the Pulsar Beams as well. Overlord is being forced back. +1 is on the way. Gerald, he will keep that Overlord barely. Oh my, how does he do it? 6 HP. The Overlord barely lives. does escape back home. We're fully saturated here on our 3 bases. We're getting into +1 melee. Ling production for the time being. Oracles, they dip in. They dip out. And there's that double robo. Now, I'm pretty sure this, unlike what we saw from Eba, this is not double robo Colossus. I believe this is going to be double robo Immortal production alongside Charge, but we'll see. Yep, there it is. Temple Archives Charge. This is the style that we spoke about. At the start of the game, I mentioned this like Cristiano style of going mass Immortal Archon Charge with Link Stalkers towards the end. That's what we're working on. Like, we build up towards 10 Immortals. It's a disgusting amount of Immortals, and it can do a surprising amount of damage as well. So we are waiting for that to be up on us. Again, a very defensive style, and this builds up towards a death ball of an army. There it is. Immortal production is commencing, and we're not going to stop Immortals. We're going to keep on pumping them out 2 at a time. Ooh, Blink is on the way first. We don't get into Charge for the time being. Interesting. It's going to be Blink for the it can be Blink prioritized instead. Oracles get across one. We do get a couple of drones, and we do at least keep the Oracles alive. Gateway Explosion is on the horizon. Immortals well underway. Ooh, and the Lings, they do catch some of these Stalkers. Blink isn't done. Big pick off. Lambo. Can he slip into the main? Not quite, as the wall is looking solid. The Immortal has been scouted. Big moment there for Lambo, and checking his vision, he does see the second robo. He's aware of the double robo production, double Immortal production. He is aware we respond with Hydras. So Ling, Hydra going to be the composition of choice, which is good. Mass Immortal, this just melts Roach Ravager. As you can imagine, with 10 Immortals, they have their way with that kind of army. Lambo, though, is going to be responding with Ling main Hydra instead. Gerald, though, he has Storm. Like, he has everything he needs. Storm is going to be on the way. Immortal production continuing. Overseer does confirm the Twilight Council researching. Sorry, the Temple Archives researching. Lambo knows, he's aware. He's aware of the Storm. And he's taking up towards Infestation Pit, towards Hive, towards Lurkers, I imagine. Now, I believe the first push is with 6 Immortals. I think I remember that. Again, we can build up towards 10, but I'm pretty sure we do move out a little bit ahead of time. We'll see if that's going to be the case for Gerald. He has been slowed down. That's the problem here. Like, he has been taking some losses. This hasn't been the cleanest early game. Yeah, we're walling off the natural. This army is immobile, so we have to try to make up for that with SimCity. Secondary wall has been thrown down. We are continuing the Immortals. Those Immortals, there's that charge that we spoke about on the way. But Lambo is going to be the first to max out with Ling main Hydra. It's going to be all about the Storms. How good are the Storms going to be? We have 6 High Templar, each with 1. Aliens, they do come in first round. The first Storm has been thrown down. 2 more as well. Good stasis traps. The SimCity here, the choke points are brutal. Bailey's, they try to crash in, but Gerald is holding. Again, these stasis traps were almost perfect for him. There are still a lot of Bailings left over, so we have to protect those High Templar. We had 6, we're down to 3. Uh-oh. We're down to 3 High Templar. We dive on them as well. Good target firing as all 3 go down. Big pickoffs there by Lambo. And without Storms, there's nothing to stop him. As he pushes on 40, collapses on these Immortals, and will bring all of them down. Again, really good target firing out of Lambo. He breaks Gerald before he can move out. GG gets called, and Lambo will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Again, really good scouting out of Lambo. As soon as he saw that it was not going to be Colossus, as soon as he saw that it was going to be Mass Immortal, bam. Hydrogen into Ling main Hydra, and even despite the Storm, and he knew there was Storm, by the way, so he was slowly coming in with groups of the army, baiting out those Storms, and more importantly, collapsing and focusing down those High Templar. We had 6 High Templar. I think we only saw 3 Storms. Like, we didn't get to see Gerald make full use of that. Was not able to. as we are getting into this, as we are getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. It's going to be on hard lead. I will just message the observers very quickly. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of hard lead, we have our blue Zerg player representing Shopify Rebellion from the land of Germany, leading the series 1-0. It is Lambo. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player representing Storm Gaming, stumbling a little bit, especially in the early game of game number 1, but we'll see if he can recover in game 2. Representing Storm Gaming, it is Gerald. Here we go. Series will continue. Again, that playstyle from Gerald, he has had a lot of success with it, but again, the scouting of Lambo was on point, and the scouting allowed him to respond, allowed him to react, and allowed him to pick Gerald apart. Knowing it's half the battle, of course, and the other half was the skill of Lambo. And he used it to great effect. Again, really good execution, really good overall game from him. And we'll see how Gerald will adjust. We'll see how he does adjust, we'll see how he does react. As that isn't the only playstyle that Gerald has to go for. Again, it has been very trendy to go for that massive mortal style. It's been very trendy amongst the Polish Protoss players. But Gerald has much more up his sleeve. Going for gate expand, standard opener here out of Gerald, likewise across the map. With our probe scout, we do confirm the hatch gas pool, force take the unnatural natural. So Lambo going to be a little bit uncomfortable here in the early game. And we're loading into hard lead. Hard lead, of course, the shortest rush distance map in the map pool, a very small map, can lead to a lot of aggression. We'll see if Gerald can make use of that. Pylon has been thrown down, looking like a Stargate pylon. And typically, if we wanted to go for a Twilight Council, we'd be throwing it down a little bit further back. We would be hiding the pylon instead and hiding the tech. That is not the case here for Gerald. And there it is. Stargate is on the way. Should be another Oracle opener. Now, just because this opener is the same doesn't mean the follow-up tech is going to be the same. So we still have to keep an eye on Gerald. Meanwhile, probe going to be forced back. Is going to be forced back home. Isn't killed, thankfully. Gerald does save it. And we'll see if Gerald does decide to spice things up with something like a Vorde. Based on the rally, it's looking like an Oracle. Looking like an Oracle opener. And back at home, Lambo is just droning. Now, talking a little bit about the map, about hard lead, in this matchup specifically, we have seen a lot of all-ins from the side of Zerg. We've seen a lot of queen walks across the map. We've seen a lot of just hyper-aggression from Zerg players in general here, just because of the short rush distance. I'm sure Lambo isn't above that. I'm pretty sure we've casted Lambo go for all-ins on this map, specifically German taxis with dropper lords. Of course, there are just speed-based all-ins as well. Ooh, as the Adepts commit to the shade, one Adept goes down. That third base looking vulnerable. Lambo goes for the counterattack. Here we go. He shuts down the Adepts. He's going across the map to punish that third. And we'll see if Gerald can hold on to it. He keeps his Oracle back at home. Wise move. Wise choice here from Gerald. Things come in. But this time the positioning is far better for Gerald. Will establish his third base, will not be delayed. The downside is that this Oracle has to stay at home. The Oracle is stuck at home until another Oracle arrives. Until we can get this back up and running. There's an extra warp in, 2 more Adepts. Oracles are moving out. So we have a follow-up. It's going to be at Forge and a Twilight Council. This looks like +1 and Blink. Again, I mentioned before that I don't expect Gerald to go for the same style 2 games in a row. I don't expect him to go for that double Robo Mortal production again. but we'll see. The Oracles, they slip into the mineral line. They get one drone, but only one. Acceptable losses for Lambo as he is heavily droning, going for the lair, going for the Roach Warren at the 5-minute mark. Very standard Roach Warren timing. We did go for a bit of a gateway explosion, and there it is, +1 and Blink on the way here for Gerald. Going for a much more standard follow-up into those Blink Stalkers. And Lambo, I'm sure, would be feeling a lot more comfortable here as well. He has opted to drone and saturate his third. He's not going for an all-in. He's not cutting worker production. We're heading towards a lair, towards roach speed, +1 range, I imagine. Gerald is going to be poking in with some of his stalkers. Doesn't have blink, so he has to be very careful with how he maneuvers the army. Has to be very careful not to overextend. His goal here is to punish and deny this fourth. We're going to try to focus it down. We get a couple of hits in, but we will not get on. We will not deny that base. The queens will hold, and that is 6 queens in total. Lambo, he holds on for the time being. Oh, decent revelation. Gerald trying to pick off a queen if at all possible, waiting for reinforcements. Blink is about to finish up with +1. A strong timing here for Gerald. His upgrades have kicked in. The base is at half HP. Gerald going to be expanding towards his opponent. Doubling down, going to +2 in charge. Gateways are getting up and running. Now, because of how small this map is, we can reinforce here in the center of the map. There we go. Zelts are on the way. We don't need a Warp Prism. We don't need a proxy. We can just warp in at the 4th. Fifth base under fire. We're going to force a cancel. At least Lambo has the 4th, but again, the 5th base is denied. Base is going to be denied. Lambo did go for a Spire in the middle of that assault, and he has gotten away with hiding his mutas. We have 14 mutas on the way. Now, this does mean that the Roach army is weaker. There's barely any Roaches to defend. Lambo is vulnerable right now. He's going for a big link counterattack, but Gerald, he doesn't care. He goes for the 4th base. He will get a kill. Hatcher will go down. He recalls back home. And he will defend. A big pick off there by Gerald. Shuts down the 4th. Defends his own. But the mass muta has arrived. We are up to 14 mutas, soon to be 16. I mean, Stalkers can hold their own. Stage Trap would have made it out. Big catch here on these Stalkers. Oh my god, the blinks were late. Half the Stalkers go down, and Gerald's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. Stalkers are falling one after the other. Overcharge is popped. Has to be respected. Lambo backs up. He will retreat. Does retreat. There we go. We're throwing down stack defense. Cannons on the way. Phoenix production. Robotics Bay as well for Colossus. Stack defense is done in the main and the natural. Gerald, he is ready for it. Mutas come in. We'll bleed out one of those mutas. Good movement here from Gerald with their Stalkers. He is holding on, and Lambo has to double expand. Again, his economy is in the gutter right now. His economy is struggling. He has a lot of mutas, that's true, but he needs time to rebuild and remax and to drone up. Oracle's going to be dancing towards the left-hand side. We do get a big surround on these Zealots. Very nice catch up by Lambo. Oh, does overcommit, but mainly bleeds out Lings. We'll pull back, focuses down one of the Oracles. One of the Oracles does get focused. Gerald pushing in, catching some of those Banelings. Up. Does catch some Banelings. Meanwhile, the Mutaflock, we're up to 30. Oh my god, 30 mutas. We depower the Stargate. Only 3 Phoenixes, and we focus down those Stalkers. 1, 2, 3 go down. Not for free. We do manage to pick off 2 of those mutas in the process. So not a bad trade for Gerald. Zealot Rabbi comes in, forcing Lambo back home. But he has been able to resaturate his bases. He could do with more drones. Cutting workers at 75. Zealots will pull Lambo back. Before moving out once again, this time with a greater muta army. +1 air attack is done, +1 air defense on the way. Ooh, that's a kill, not a cancel. That's a kill on the Nexus. Lambo making his way into the main base. Does come across a Stargate once again. Depowers those Phoenixes. Depowers that Stargate. Oof. Yeah, we get into the middle line. Probes are going down. You have to respect those Stalkers. Oh! Almost get a Phoenix. We almost do get it. Lambo will pull back. Zealot Ramai is going to be dealt with across the map. Ooh, Lambo getting surrounded. A lot of mutas going down. Big pickoffs. But he killed 17 probes. At the same time, the Ling Bane crashes into the 4th base. Bailing's rolling in. They go for the middle line. Oh, they're trying to. They go for the Zealots instead. Zealots are going down. Gerald does evacuate. He does hold on to his base, does minimize his losses. But again, the mutas, they're what dealt damage. Meanwhile, Gerald building up his death ball of an army. He's got 1 Colossus so far. Soon to be 2. Getting back into Phoenixes. But Gerald, he's still stuck at home. And Lambo, he's been able to tech up. He's still on lair tech. I'm a little bit concerned. No infestation bit, no hive yet on the way. Lambo doubling down on a lair tech army. And gets into the main base. Denies +3. He's going for the Nexus? Oh my, he's going to get it. He could. 1 more volley and he will get the base. Nexus goes down. Ooh, Phoenix is getting punished for chasing him. As the mutas will fall back. At the same time, once again, here comes the Ling Bane. Going for the mineral line. Gerald, he does react in time, does pull away. But the Nexus will fall. Doesn't get the workers, but does get the base. And he's forcing the all-in. He's forcing Gerald's hand. And going all-in against this army, I mean, Gerald, he doesn't have enough. Doesn't have enough anti-air. Doesn't have what he needs to go against those mutas. What are we missing? Archons. Archons and Storm would be amazing. But we have 0 Archons, 0 Storm, just pure Blink Stalker and Colossus. Mutas, they go for a backstab. They take down the natural. And it's all or nothing for Gerald. And he just doesn't have enough. He will take down another base. He took down the 4th, going for the 6th. Stalkers have made it back home. But Gerald, he's lost his main base and his natural. He's down to 2 bases. Sorry, he's down to a 1 base economy. That's all Gerald has left. Gerald, he's turning back. He's coming back home to save what? What is there left to save? As Lambo's just making sure everything stays depowered. Takes down the Twilight Council. Gets the hell out of the main. He could actually fight this. He's got 34 mutas. Ooh, does bleed out a lot of mutas though. Does have to be careful. We'll pull back. Lambo just remaxing with more Lings, more Banelings. We have 2-2 on the way. Double Stargate Fleet Beacon here for Gerald. I feel like this tech is too little too late at this point. It looks like he wants to go into Anion Pulse Crystals and Mass Phoenix. But it's going to take quite some time to get into that production. There it is. Phoenix range on the way. Anion Pulse Crystals in production. Lambo is maxed out. And if he can focus on those Colossus, then the Ling Bane can go to town. Oh, good blinks out of Gerald. Does force a fight. Ling Bane coming in from behind. And we will crash into the army. Once again, going for the mineral line. The boys are late to be pulled. We crash into the Stalkers. We get one of the Colossus. Mutas are forced to turn back around. But Lambo, he's remaxing with 64 Lings. Gerald, he's down to 1 Colossus. He's making 3 Phoenixes at a time, but the problem is the ground army, right? Like, even if the Mutas are dealt with, we still have Ling Bane. We still will have a Ling Bane force to be reckoned with. Mutas, they once again shut down the main. Dip into natural, depower all these gateways. Gerald, he's up against the wall here. Phoenixes, they actually managed to catch some of these mutas. Very nicely done. I mean, again, they do have range. Oh, the queens that do focus some of them down, though. Oh, we catch the Phoenixes from behind. Good movement there from Lambo. Does catch some of the Phoenixes. Still committed to just pure Ling Bane. Still no Hive. We could afford a Hive. We could get there, but I guess we don't need it, technically. True. Gerald getting his center base back up and running. Bailey's on the way. Mutas, they head towards that third. The main? What are we? The new main base. 21 Banelings on the way. We could work towards Hydras, but no, we commit. We stick with the Ling Bane Muta. That's all we have. That's all we need. And Lambo ready to collapse on this position from multiple angles. A little bit preemptive on the left-hand side, but regardless, should soon be collapsing on this. Mutas are trying to catch those Phoenixes. Corruptor's now on the way. That's going to be a good answer to these Phoenixes, as they can soak damage and they can chase them down. It's a good kind of backbone to the Sky Zerg army. Just because these Mutas can't really engage. Here we go, Lambo collapsing in this position, this time with his Corruptors. Overcharges pop, but it doesn't even matter. We take down the Colossus, we roll into the mineral line. Probes are going down. And Lambo, he snowballs out of control. GG gets called, he breaks the final defenses of Gerald, and Lambo will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here. Congratulations to Lambo for taking the series 2-0. My condolences to Gerald. Again, he did fight hard, but he had a really rough time in game number 1. And here in game 2, he did not scout the Spire. He had no idea that Mutas were on the way, and Mutas, they just went to town on Gerald. They just pulled him left and right, just snowballed out of control, did far too much damage, and Gerald could not keep up. We spoke about it again. Gerald, his army was lackluster. He responded to the mass Muta with Colossus to support his army, but what he really needed was Archons, was Storm, was again more anti-air and something more robust against the Ling Bane, and it's something that Gerald just did not have available to him, and the game did slip away. GG, congratulations. Congratulations to Lambo as he advances on to the quarterfinals, and we have our quarterfinals ready for us. We spoke about it earlier, but up next we have Lambo versus Spirit in a ZvP. Let's go. Let us go. Let me just quickly set that up here and set up the players as well. Again, Lambo versus Spirit. It's going to be a banger of a Zerg versus Terran. Lambo took down arguably the best Protoss in Poland. Now he's up against the best Terran player in Poland as well. Unfortunately, there's no laser for the hat trick. There's no laser as the best Zerg player in Poland, unfortunately. But regardless, Spirit will have to do. And this is going to be a wild one. This could go either way. Spirit is a terrifying opponent, and he has been improving so much over the years, to the point where now Spirit, he is top 3, arguably top 2 Terran in Europe. I know there's some big Gabe stands out there, and to be fair, Gabe did perform better than Spirit at IEM Katowice. That is true. That is true. But regardless, Spirit, he's still up there. He's still one of the best Terrans in Europe. So this will not be an easy one. This could even, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to the ace match. I would not be surprised if this goes all the way to game 3. Regardless, we're going to be going on a short break. Actually, before that, exclamation mark B.